What's up YouTube, and welcome back to another spectacular edition of the Anabolic Outpost. And I don't break that word out too often, but today is truly a spectacular recipe presenting to you one of the staples of the Anabolic Outpost. This staple that I am referencing are my deep fried banana slices, which are extremely simple to make and also delicious as they melt in your mouth while still being extremely high in protein content. This is an insane low-calorie hack, and you will be so disappointed that you haven't found this recipe out sooner. This recipe is so good that I could even bring it to large gatherings and it will overtake the main course as people will desperately rush just to get a bite of this sweet protein treat. And the best part of all about this recipe is its insane simplicity with only 3 ingredients that you will need to make it. You can see those ingredients right there, but let me just give you a further breakdown before we get into the recipe. The first ingredient is protein powder, and I'm going with PE Science Vanilla. You could use whatever flavor you want, but I'm just going with the standard vanilla. Moving on is the star of the show, which is the banana. Obviously, if you want to make more of this, you could use multiple bananas, but for this video, I'm just using one singular banana. And the third and final ingredient is 1 whole egg. The first step here before we really start and peel your banana and then cut it up into individual bite-sized pieces. These things should look like individual chicken nuggets, especially once they're made. You'll be questioning yourself if you just came out of a McDonald's drive-thru. You could see me going to work on this banana now with my cuts made with precision, which is really going to help to enforce the accuracy of this recipe. I got the banana individually sliced up now, and for this recipe it's going to model a standard recipe for anything that is breaded and then fried. I'm going to have 2 separate dipping stations, one with the protein powder and then the second one with the whole egg. Starting off with the protein powder station, I'm just going to throw 1 scoop of the vanilla protein powder into there. And you might be wondering right now where the flour is at, but protein powder actually has very many similarities, and the molecular bonding that these are going to be ran through are going to make them crisp up like you've never seen before. I then went ahead and cracked that whole egg into the separate dish, and I'm going ahead and mixing it together with a fork. And this dish right here is going to make up the primary dipping station for the banana slices. It's time for the moment that you've all been waiting for here to fry these banana slices up, and the first thing that I'm going to do is set my pan on high heat and then throw in some vegetable oil. That's what we're going to be frying these in, and you just want to take a second to allow the oil to heat up. And once you have the oil in the pan there and it's been on the flame for a while, you could begin to spread it around and get it spread throughout the variety of the pan. We can now see this part in action as I am taking my banana slices, beginning to dip it into the egg solution right there, and then following it up into the secondary dipping station with the tub of protein powder, and I'm just rolling around that banana slice, getting it completely covered in protein powder, and then I'm going to go ahead and place it on the pan, making sure that I have it hit one of those oil spots that are on the pan. And I'm going to proceed to do this for each and every banana slice. It's going to be the same exact process, dipping it into the first station, then the second, and then throwing it into the oil. And don't worry if the powder and the egg get crossed into each other. This is necessary and it is going to get mixed up a little bit. I know it's going to get messy, and that is quite alright. I'm working through the last banana slices right now, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about with it getting messy there. And you could also see the bananas starting to caramelize and cook inside of the pan. These bananas do not take long to cook at all, so once you get all of them into the pan, the ones that you put in initially are probably going to be ready to flip, and you could begin to proceed to do so. I just had to lick my hands clean from the delicious nectar that was just stuck on them, and then I'm going to take the moment to flip each and every banana slice. And because these are round like a wheel, they're kind of going to be rolling all over the place if you try to flip them on their side, but try to make these so that they are at least square from the outside, and they won't be rolling all over your pan, and you could cook them evenly on each side. And that is the process that's going on right now as I cook these. From this point on, you're just going to continually rotate these to make sure that all the sides are evenly browned. They shouldn't be by any means burnt, so if there are some white spots of uncooked banana, that's alright as long as most of the banana slices are cooked. They are now all done cooking, and you can see exactly what they look like as I pull them off the pan, and I'm just going to allow these to cool for just a moment before I dig straight into them. And this right here is what they are supposed to look like coming straight out of the pan, and I'm slicing into one of these just to show you that gooey inside that you are looking for from the banana inside. And that is pretty much all there is to it. Once you let them cool for a moment, they are ready to be consumed. And this is such a delicious treat, it just brings back memories of going to fairs in the Midwest run by rednecks. Exactly the type of memories that you want to bring back when you consume a comfort food such as deep fried banana slices. And best of all, these things are loaded in protein. I eat these at least 3 or 4 times a day. At this point, I have to say that I'm addicted to these and they're almost cutting into my productivity levels that I'm eating them so much. And I'm sure from since the beginning you've wanted to hear these macros on this recipe, so let me just quickly present them to you. Wait, do y'all really want to hear the macros for this recipe? Fried bananas that are lathered in nothing but protein powder and eggs? Honestly, that is exactly the thought I had myself when making this video, trying to mock all of the fake high protein recipes out there that just taste like garbage. This was intended to be an April Fool's video, and it's still going to be. But I would be lying if I wasn't pleasantly surprised when I bit into these and I ended up consuming the entire thing. I didn't want to waste any food, so I was intending to do that, but I thought it was going to be much harder than it actually was. So I would still advise you not to make this because it wasn't anything spectacular overall. But I guess this just serves a valuable lesson that the Anabolic Outpost cannot miss with whatever limited ingredients that you give me. So on that note, I think I'm just going to take this as a challenge and try to perfect this recipe, making something completely unique that I really haven't seen before, and also something that's delicious, and we already have a great stepping stone here as it is. This is also an open invite if you want to do the same and make this recipe delicious yourself. That's all I really got for you today on this sacred holiday though. I hope you enjoyed whatever this was, and hopefully you did get some comedic relief out of it in the end. Don't take anything that I said in this video serious. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.